Hello everyone, this is Richard, and this is episode 22 of Richard Plays Minecraft. So today we are going to work some more on the chicken coop. Well, not some more, we never did much work on it anyway. But last episode someone suggested that I replace this sign over here with a hopper. And unfortunately they deleted their comment, so I can't give them credit. But I will give people credit if I take their suggestions in the future, so know that. And basically, that's what we're going to do today, but you know I can't just leave it at that. I can't do something that simple. So we're going to have to actually make this into a bigger project, just for fun at this point, and it needs some renovation anyway. So, I'll just go over and how I make a hopper for those of you who don't know how. You grab 8 wood, make a chest, and then it's just 4 or 5 iron, I think. It's 5 actually, because you need that. And now we have a hopper. So, the more complex system I'm going to do is I'm going to link it into some dispensers, which will put the chickens into like a viewable cage as eggs, or as baby chickens, and then we can use that to automatically, or to kill them when we want them to. So, in order to do this, I'm going to have to right-click as soon as I destroy the sign, like that. Hopefully good. None of the chickens got out. And now we're going to test it real quick. But I know I don't need to test it, but I just want to prove it to you guys for people who don't know how to use hoppers. Because I do always like to try and teach in my episodes. Anyway, also let's throw some of the spare eggs I have right here. Okay, so we've actually gotten a few from this, which is pretty good for a stack of only 16. Unfortunately, putting a hopper means I won't be able to breed them with seeds as easy because it makes it a lot harder to get out. Although I might make a way of getting out. In fact, I think I could just put a door on the side that I could use to get out. I'll probably do that this episode as well. So now we're just going to throw some cobble in. And the idea is it should go into the hopper because of the water currents. So I'm just going to test that real quick. Sign might also be in there too. Yeah, the sign that we destroyed fell in the hopper. And the cobblestone's there as well. So I'm going to get the supplies off camera and maybe do the little bit of setup for the next few parts of what we're going to do, and I will be back. Okay everyone, I am back, and I'm going to explain what I built so far and my plans, and then we'll build the rest of it. So I started out building this. Here is a clock. It's a really quick pulsing clock with 2 repeaters. And I'll show you guys how to build one if you don't know, because I need to build one more clock anyway, which is why I have the rest of the repeaters. And the plan is that the items from this hopper, let me just take them out real quick, will then go into another hopper, which will lead to a dropper. And if you don't know what a dropper is, it's a dispenser, but rather than the dispensers with like shoot eggs, it just drops. Then what's dropped, the item, will actually lead into a water stream, and then that will lead into a hopper, which will lead into a dispenser, which will be powered by a clock back here that's constantly pulsing. And after it's in the dispenser, it'll shoot into here, and this will be where the chicken coop is. Next, what we'll do is I'll have to build a thing of pistons that'll come down and suffocate the chickens. And then a water stream, when I pull a lever, will push all the eggs, or all the drop items, I mean, like the chicken and the feathers, into this hopper, which brings them down into this chest. So we're going to start out by making a dropper real quick. So if you don't know how to make a dropper, it's basically like a furnace. So it's like a furnace like this. Except, rather than putting cobblestone in the center there, you put redstone. Or you could think of it as like a dispenser without the bow, basically. So, now what we're going to do is we need to add the hopper here. I just want to take them out because otherwise it'll pulse. Okay, there's no eggs in there. So, we have to add a block here. And let me grab a pickaxe real quick. I should have had that in my main bar. And Now we put the dropper like this, and you hear it's clicking because of the clock. And then you put it there so this hopper links into there. And just as a test, we put the gunpowder in here, it shoots it out. So we're not going to put the water stream in there quite yet. So the next thing we need to make is a dispenser. So I need to get string for that, and I'll be back. Okay, so I made the dispenser, and I added one thing, which I want to go over real quick. We added this lever here, and basically it connects to the hopper, and when a signal is sent to a hopper, a redstone on signal, it prevents the hopper from sending items. So if we hit this right now, you see it's sending items now, but if we turn it off, it stops. So this is good to control the system so it's not always running. We'll also implement one over here so that it's not always dispensing eggs, because there's certain times you don't want it throwing eggs. Especially when we're either suffocating the chickens or having the water stream turned on, basically. I don't know why I called it a jet stream. Anyway, the next part we need to build, now that we have our dispenser, which let me just grab out real quick, is a clock. And we start building the clock like this, and then we need repeaters facing each way. So, in opposite directions. We'll set them each to a pulse of 4. Like this. And we're going to need to start up the clock now. So the easiest way to start up a clock is by using a lever. You can just place it down, because you need to send a quick short pulse to it. So, turn it on and off, basically. And if you leave it on for more than a few seconds, it just turns the entire circuit on, and there's no way to turn it off, basically. So it can't work like that. Next, what we're going to need to do, though, is add our dispenser here. And grab our hopper. And add it there. Now, we need to grab some cobblestone, and we need to cover up the wiring, because otherwise the water stream is going to ruin the wiring. So now we've got our wiring covered up. And we're going to need glass to fill this in. I mean, you don't have to use glass, but I want to do it to make it more visible. So I'm going to get some glass, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went to my base, and I got some glass. And we only need 6, I counted it, so the first thing we want to do is put the water down here, and it's going to flow over, but luckily there's nothing that it can really destroy, so I'm not really worried. So add 1, here we need to start out with it there. Oh, I had the bucket, that was why it wasn't working. And now we need to add 1 at the end here. And right there. And a cobblestone there. So now, if we activate this again, it's shooting the eggs out. And this dispenser should start firing them. However, we don't want the dispenser to always be firing, which it just made a chicken. So now we can create a circuit that will stop sending them here, just by adding a lever there. And now it'll stop. It's not going to send any more from the hopper to the dispenser, although the dispenser already had a fair amount in. So now that they're off, the whole system shut off. And the last thing we're going to build before the crusher is the piston, which will release the water stream to put them in here. So in order to do that, I kind of already messed around and got this set up. I'm going to first have to dig under here. And we're going to place the piston like that. So that when it's activated, it'll be holding back the water. Next, let me grab my redstone out. And you see we have some here already. So all I have to do is link it up to the last... No, we need to make one more lever, okay? I just realized that. But we can link it up through here. And we don't need a repeater, it's not 16 long. So we'll need to put a lever there, I can quickly make one with some wood. And we've got sticks and cobblestone. So now we've got our lever. Let me pick up those sticks real quick. And if you see right now it's down. And then I pull that back up and it goes up. So now we are going to need to cover this up because we don't want the water ruining our wiring. And we need to grab our bucket and fill it up from the infinite water source I have upstairs. All the way upstairs, not just in the chicken, but here. Which I actually made a long time ago when I was originally building this chicken coop. There. So now we can put our water here, and as you can see when it flows, I need a few blocks to stop it, of course, but like that, though this will be glass. And it'll push any item into the item hopper. Of course, that actually went to me because I was too close, but... And now, it goes in the chest, or it should go in the chest. That's odd. Must be some glitch. Or either that, or one of the pulses is stopping it from going in the chest. Anyway, we'll have to fix that. I'll figure it out. Oh, I see. I can tell what happens. I'll fix that. So now we just push that down to block off the water. And we can put glass around here, and we'll soon be finished as soon as we build the crusher. So I'll be back to build the crusher. Hello everyone, I am back, and I made a few changes. I replaced much of the cobblestone with stone, but I left it behind the levers because I thought it made them stick out better. I also added signs, so it's easier to remember, and I carved out what we're going to be using. I also had to make a change to this because it was interfering with the signal to the pistons, and I had to make a change here because right here there's going to be stone. So, because of the fact that there's going to be stone here as what's going to be used to crush them, if I had the dispenser there, it wouldn't work. So, we are going to put in the crusher, and I already carved the area out somewhat. We're still going to have to do a little bit of work. So, let me just take this out real quick, and we'll use the stone, or the dirt, not the stone, to get our way up. And we're going to have to add the pistons real quick to the bottom. I forgot about that. I used the slime balls I got from all the slimes that are spawning in my village for this. And let me move this torch. And I'll probably put a torch there or something, because we need a torch in here. I want to be able to see the chickens. And there. So... now we can use our dirt to pillar back up, and I need to clear that. So you cannot put redstone directly on top of a piston because a piston is a transparent block. So what we're going to have to do is put dirt on top of it, or whatever block you want to, but dirt is cheap, so I'm using dirt. And then on top of that you put your redstone, and then we'll have some redstone leading away from it. And what I'll do is put it here. And it does get hard once you get here to carve out the stuff. So, whoops, I fell there, but we'll just move this out of the way. And I'll use that. And then I'm going to have to carve out this because we can't have it go directly into it. It has to go around. And I actually have to push this back a little. So I'm going to have to change this somewhat. It's fairly hard because there's not much space in this area. And again, I'm going to have to adjust that. We're going to also have to cover that in so that no monsters get in. Oh, dang it, it connects back there. Okay, we'll actually do that. That works, I think. And I'll just cover this up. Which will take a little bit of dirt. I don't know why I nearly called it stone. And let me place that redstone back. So now, all we have to do is add our cobblestone and our lever. Nope, it's not controlling. There's something I must have missed then. So let me just go back in and check. Oh, okay. It's slightly too high. So we're going to need to adjust that and bring it one more down. Okay, so now it should work. Yep, it does. So I'll just temporarily fill this in with cobblestone since I don't have any stone at the moment. And we'll destroy that. And add our cobblestone here. And now I just realized that torch is not going to work there. I should have thought of that earlier. So I don't have any way of really doing any lighting in here. Oh well, I don't think any monsters can spawn. Spiders need a 3x3 padding, so that won't work, and it's only one high. So now I'll add some glass in. And we could put glass here, but like that. And when it's closed, basically if there's chickens in there, we'll just do it to crush them. So I'm going to activate it now real quick. It takes a while to warm up, and then hopefully eventually it'll start shooting in eggs. And chickens will start spawning. So yes, it's shooting eggs now and working. And I've got one last thing I want to do before I end the episode, and then we'll be back. Okay everyone, I am back, and I built a area to access it here. I was originally planning on building a door because I did that in one of the other chicken coops I built, but unfortunately I realized because there's so many chickens they'd probably escape, so we can still shoot eggs through it though, and I got a lot of eggs when working on that because I spent a lot of time AFKing there. So hopefully this will be the final improvement, because after this I probably won't mess with the coop at all, and we'll finally be finished with this. Hopefully forever. Though, I mean, you always have to do a few changes or renovations and stuff to things, so we'll probably check the coop out again later. But we can finally consider this project probably finished. I may make it look nicer, do a few changes eventually, but for now I'm considering it technically finished. All the technical parts that need to be done are finished. So, I have an important announcement this episode, and this episode is going to be the first, well not the first, but the first episode in a long time that has a download for the world. So please download the world if you want to see it, and I really don't know what else to say. I mean, if you're interested in downloading the world, you should try it out. It will be on AdFly, so just telling you that, because I host it on my website and I have to use AdFly basically to get the money to pay for the website. So, we're nearly finished with this. See, you don't want to throw them too rapidly in one spot though, because if it hits another chicken, it pushes them in the wall and causes them to suffocate, which is why I'm trying to do it slower. Okay, so we're done. I think this will probably be the ending of the episode. So, goodbye everyone. Thanks for watching, and Richard out.